In the scorching heat of summer, under the unrelenting sun, the rolling hills of Boeotia in 338 BC became the stage for one of history's most consequential battles, the Battle of Chaeronea. This clash would echo through the annals of time, deciding the fate of Greece and altering the course of its history forever. On one side stood the rising power of the Macedonian Empire, led by the visionary King Philip II and his young, ambitious son, Alexander. Opposing them was a coalition of Greek city-states, with Athens and Thebes at its forefront, determined to preserve their independence and halt the encroaching Macedonian hegemony. King Philip II, a masterful strategist, commanded an army of 30,000 infantry and approximately 2,000 cavalry. His forces were disciplined and well-trained, anchored by the formidable Macedonian phalanx. This elite infantry unit, armed with exceptionally long spears, known as sarissas, formed the backbone of Philip's army and had been central to his military successes. On this day, Philip took charge of the Macedonian right flank, orchestrating the battle with precision and foresight. To his side was his 18-year-old son, Alexander, commanding the Macedonian left flank and leading the cavalry. Though young, Alexander had already proven himself in combat, gaining valuable experience in campaigns against the Illyrians and Thracians. His leadership would soon leave an indelible mark on the battlefield. The Greek coalition, numbering around 35,000 infantry, was composed of proud and determined forces. The Athenians, celebrated for their naval prowess and democratic ideals, formed the left flank. In the center, a mix of allied Greek city-states stood firm, while the Thebans, with their elite sacred band, held the right. The sacred band, a revered unit of 300 warriors bound by unshakable loyalty, symbolized Thebes' valor in the face of adversity. As dawn broke over the plains of Chaeronea, the Macedonian and Greek forces arrayed themselves for battle. The air was thick with tension, the silence broken only by the occasional clatter of weapons and the rallying cries of commanders. Then, as the sun climbed higher, the field erupted into chaos. Philip launched his attack on the Athenian left, using his archers and slingers to weaken their ranks before sending in his heavy infantry. The clash was thunderous, bronze and iron meeting with shattering force. Meanwhile, Alexander kept the Macedonian left flank steady, advancing cautiously to maintain cohesion and prevent the isolation of Philip's forces. What unfolded next was a masterstroke of strategy. Philip began a calculated retreat on the right, drawing the Athenians further out of position. Believing victory was within their grasp, the Athenians pursued with fervor, their formations stretching thin. At the same time, the center of the Greek coalition, interpreting the retreat as a general Macedonian withdrawal, advanced eagerly toward the perceived opportunity. It was the moment Philip had been waiting for. As the Greeks overextended themselves, he signaled Alexander to strike. With a thunderous charge, Alexander led the Macedonian cavalry into the exposed flanks and rear of the Greek lines. His maneuvers were devastating, plunging the coalition into disarray. Philip seized the opportunity to reverse his feigned retreat, ordering his forces to surge forward. The Macedonian phalanx advanced relentlessly, encircling the Greek center. Trapped between Alexander's cavalry and Philip's infantry, the coalition forces collapsed. The field was awash with chaos and blood. The dreams of Greek resistance shattered amidst the unrelenting Macedonian assault. The Athenians, realizing the futility of their efforts, fled the battlefield. On the Theban right, the sacred band made a valiant last stand, refusing to retreat even as defeat became inevitable. Surrounded and outnumbered, these warriors fought to the last, their courage immortalized in the annals of history. When the dust settled, the plains of Chaeronea bore witness to Philip's ultimate triumph. The Greek city-states, once proud and independent, were forced to acknowledge Macedonian supremacy. King Philip II emerged as the undisputed hegemon of Greece, paving the way for the unification of the Greek world under Macedonian rule. For Alexander, this victory marked the beginning of his meteoric rise. The lessons of Chaeronea would shape him as a commander and prepare him for the conquests that would eventually make him one of history's greatest military leaders. The Battle of Chaeronea was not merely a clash of armies, it was a turning point, marking the dawn of a new era for Greece. The legacy of that day, forged in blood and brilliance, would resonate across centuries, a testament to the indomitable will of those who fought and the far-reaching vision of those who led.